What you're looking at on screen here is the best build for the RPK, which I feel right now is the best long-range option. Now, when I'm looking at the different long-range options, the RPK, the M4, the Lockman 5.56, the RAL, I'm kind of weighing 4 different things: range, recoil, TTK, and ADS time. And the RPK is really a good balance of all of those. Now, as I'm showing you the most important part here, the weapon tuning, my whole goal is just to help you improve as a player. So instead of me just rolling a gameplay for you, I'm actually going to be breaking down 2 clips where I'm using the RPK. The first one's going to be an endgame clutch that we have, really focusing on how we can start to clutch up more dubs. And the second is just going to be a short little clip that I think could be helpful for you. So if you are looking to get better, just consider sticking around. Here's what it looks like in the firing range. Make sure you are subscribed down below for daily videos helping you improve. And let's go ahead and jump into clip number 1 here. So we are picking this up right here in 5th circle. Gulag is closed already. We've got 12 other teams alive. We've got 20 other enemies, only 9 kills, but we're going to pick up a lot during this endgame. Endgame, especially on this map, gets very chaotic. So if you rotate well and position yourself well, it's a great opportunity to pick up a lot of kills, which is exactly what we're going to do. Now, we're starting off this clip here, rooftop of Hydroelectric. We are playing duo, so when I hear the buyback right there, then I know it's only one other enemy. So we can go in and rotate over. I know he's around here somewhere, just not totally sure where. So we're just going to play a little bit of high ground. We've got cover, we've got good positioning, and here's your RPK. It's so easy to use, and I think what I like about the RPK, the ADS time is good enough. It hits really hard. You see the TTK right there, but not only is it easy to use recoil-wise, it also doesn't have a ton of visual recoil. I'll tell you the other thing that I really like, and I don't know if we see that just yet. You might see it here in a second. We're going to catch some snipers backside. Look at the double sniper glint. So I know I'm in a little bit of a tough spot. Now, we are focused on endgame, so I know that I have to rotate. We're going to talk about how I rotate this in a second, but let me reload the RPK. Look at the reload time. So that reload time, it could be a little bit longer than something like an AR, but it's not that long, and we've got the 75 round mag. That's where I talk about the balance of the RPK. Now we're going to go ahead and start to push up right here. We kind of know where they are, and this is a really key moment that I want to break down. This fight gets a little bit chaotic because of them being on the rooftops, because we make a little bit of a mistake, but we're going to talk about exactly how we go about approaching. When we're talking duos, trios, and quads, I think one of the biggest things is getting an easy knock, and that's why I push all the way around. I mean, I'm in a full flank position right here, looking to get onto a rooftop. That's exactly what I'm going to be able to do right here. Once again, watch the RPK, just how easy it is to use. Now, I saw the second one here. I know that he has a sniper, but also keep in mind, snipers don't one-shot, so I'm actually in a good position to challenge here. We look at the bottom left. I also have self-revive, so if I go down, the only way he can thirst me is with a cluster or a precision. So got to be a little bit careful, but I can be a little bit riskier here as well. We're going to tag just a little bit and go to work. Semtex on the right side. We're going to throw the flash over there. He's already broken, so we throw the other flash, and now we fly over here. Unfortunately, he jumps down. I don't know if you caught that. I was able to mantle under the roof, but you're going to catch him jumping down right about there. You catch his head kind of pushing down. So he made a really good play here jumping down, and now kind of this wild goose chase is on. We got to figure out where he is. TCAP and I are pinching from kind of top and bottom, and as I push around the corner here, I'm going to get smoked here in a second. That guy just made a really good play, right? Pushed into the bathroom, kind of played it a little bit more quiet to get the advantage. Now I dolphin dive down. TCAP trades. Perfect trade right here, right? He's full health. He can catch this guy off guard. Just can't quite get him. And next thing I know, he's on top of us again. He's on the roof. So we're going to go ahead and slow this down a little bit, right? We still have the advantage here. We don't need to play too over aggressive. We're in circle. Got a 2v1 advantage on this guy. He's a little bit stuck. So now let's go ahead and we're going to try to push back up here. Little bank shot, right? I really like flashes. We're going to see that in a second, but he's got Proxmine down. Gets smoked right there. Thankfully, we survive. I love flashbangs. I think they're a really big advantage. I think stuns are really good in this game as well. So we're going to go ahead and right here, we're going to hit the bank shot. Now we try to see what we can find. That's almost as much of an information thing as it is an actual flash, right? When I bounce it off and actually hit him, now it's confirmed that he is up here versus me pushing up this ladder trying to guess if he's actually up here. Now I just go ahead and start clearing. We clear this corner. We see him right there. Now we just keep the pressure on. We're finally able to get that team wipe. Little bit of a chaotic situation. This is the Lockman sub right here. Let me know if you want me to do a video on that one as well. Definitely one of my favorite secondaries. But as we're kind of pushing over here, we're going to end up pushing towards circle a little bit and catch another group of enemies rotating. Your primary is the most important. So whether you use the RPK, the M4, the RAL, the Lockman, the Lockman AR, I would always recommend with going going with that first. You know, you can use a Vaznev, an AK-74U, a BAS-P as your secondary and get away with it. Primaries are a lot more important in this game. Now, we're going to go ahead. We're going to see these guys rotating. I knew there were two. I was a little bit concerned about this left side right here. Wanted to make sure that, you know, there wasn't a second one lingering behind. I kind of am talking to TCAP right now like, hey, did you see two push across or did you just see one? That's where team communication is really important. He said, hey, I saw two. So now we're going to push up. We're just going to play it a little bit more patient. I'm still a little bit hesitant about there. Now we see these guys. TCAP and I are just perfectly team shotting this. I mean, not only the fact that we're team shotting, but look at our spacing right here, right? He's got high ground on the bridge. We're both in a good spot to fry these guys, and those guys can't react. You know, that's part of where you always have to keep track of cover, which now we've got an interesting decision to make. You know, when you look at this circle, if you were to ping right here, you know, there is absolutely no cover there. There's technically, we could make a water play right here if we wanted to, but we're really kind of thinking we need to push to this building right here. So we're going to start to play water right here. When we talk about these end games, I want you to think about kind of three things: power, position, and cover, and also limiting the number of angles you can get shot at. So you want to be in circles, the most important thing, obviously. You want to have cover, right? Cover is more important than your power position because you could have high ground on somebody with no cover. That high ground doesn't do you any good. So in circle with cover, then where is the most advantageous power position that you can be in? That is going to put you in the best position possible, and that will help you determine, do I need to rotate late or rotate early? So right here, we rotated a little bit late, so let's just play cover. We're just going to play to this little power unit right here, this little power tower, this electrical tower. What are these things called? I forget. So now right here, we look at this and we start going, okay, we probably want to get to this building first and then figure out where we're going. The other thing you want to keep in mind at all times is how many teams are left, how many players are left, and where are they? Now, in duos, this doesn't matter as much, right? Clearly, you know, we've got 4 other teams, we've got 8 players, we've got 4 full teams of 2. But when you start getting into quads, and you really start focusing on, okay, we've got 4 teams, we've got 12 other people, you need to kind of put together, okay, how many full teams are left? There could be a full team. There could be 1 player. You really want to start thinking about that and understanding those numbers. Or you're in a situation where you're the only full team left, right? If you have 4 players alive on your team and you've got 5 teams and 15 people, you know, there's a good chance that you're the only full team left. Now, we're going to clear this. Look at us clear. We're not just assuming that nobody's in here. We've got to clear this building. He's going to challenge there. He's going to push in. I push in. Okay, now we're in a good spot here. Right on cue, we hear somebody pushing in down below. So now we've got to go challenge right here. As I push out the window, I'm going to catch this guy, but I can't really push because he put a claymore down. Like a really good play by this guy right here. So I'm just going to semtex. Now, this is a little bit of map knowledge because I didn't know that you couldn't push from this side. So I end up having to push all the way around. TCAP gets 1. I get the 2nd. We're in a really good spot. Now, when it comes to the team dynamic here, guys, I want you to understand this. I want to reload. I want to shut this door, and then I can tap. I am not rushing to revive TCAP. He still has his self-revive, so do not rush to revive in that situation and feel like you have to do it immediately. Instead, slow down, reload just in case anybody tries to push in on you to third party. Shut the door if you have to, and then you can go ahead and tap and just finish off that revive. Now, right here, once again, we're looking at the 3 things. We want to limit the number of angles we can get shot from. We're looking at power position, and we're looking at cover. Now, we definitely don't have this building right here. We can't get to there. Now, the one thing I will tell you is because of where we came from, this whole entire side right here should be clear, right? We've already cleared this building. We know there's some fighting up here. There's fighting up here, so there's 2 teams up here. There's 3 teams left, and I would probably guess the last team is in this building right here because nobody else is on this side, or they shouldn't be on this side. So we're just going to play this little hilltop. We're going to be a little bit patient here. We're kind of caught out in the open. We're not in the best position possible, but we're okay for now. We're in a position that we can challenge. We have a little bit of cover right here if we need to, and our spacing is really good. We can cover for each other. We can easily team shot, and if I start getting shot, TCAP can look, shoot at that guy, and allow me to get away. Now, we get a really good circle pull. We've got 3 other teams. We've got 4 other people, so do the math, right? You can figure out exactly how many full teams there are left. Like I said, it's a little bit easier in duos. Now we're down to 2 other teams, 3 other people. We know that 1 is over there, and I'm pretty confident just based on the fighting that was happening before that there's still a team here, right? We haven't seen them rotate just yet, so we're just kind of waiting to see what we can do. There's guy number 1. By the way, you see the RPK again. I cannot see this guy for the life of me. That's just part of the scope that we're using. Got to be really careful, but we're able to make a little bit of a move there with a jump strafe to the right. Allows us to get away, and now we know exactly where the last enemy is. Now we can converge. I'm going to play this with a little bit lower plates. We've got 15 kills, like I said. Picked up 6 kills in that end game right there. Could have been number 7 here. TCAP's going to snag this guy, but overall as a squad, we picked up a decent amount of kills during this end game, and we pick up the dub. So let's go ahead and jump in here to clip number 2. Now, this clip right here, I want to talk a little bit about audio. Short, quick clip right here. We've got 9 kills, 48 other players off to a good game. And look, footstep audio is very hit or miss. It's not something we can rely on, but thankfully right here, I heard some enemies stomping around above me. Now, I can't trust directional audio. You know, this is very much the same as Warzone 1, where we can sometimes hear footsteps, but we don't exactly know where they are. So as I finally find the staircase, I have no idea where the staircase is. Once again, we're still learning this map. Watch how I kind of used not only my flash, but I'm kind of anticipating people to be here. Another gun right here that I may do a video on. These pistols are absolutely insane. I'm flashing for information, but the important thing to note here is I want you to take note of this prox chat, not for the reason that you think. So I don't get anything, but I do hear them up top right here. So we're able to get the first guy, lose a little bit of aim assist right there. We're able to take out that second guy. But what do I notice right here? I notice this prox chat, and this is where we can really start to use prox chat to our advantage. Why? Because, well, we just team wiped that team, but there is still proximity chat around us. So that's a scenario where immediately you have to start thinking, okay, where are these players? And he also calms something like, I hear shooting around us, or there's a lot of action to the south. It was something like that, which means, hey, there's still people around us. We got to be aware, and not only are there people around us to be aware of, like, hey, this is an opportunity to get more kills. So you can immediately start to see us going, okay, where might these players be? They might be backside this way, and we're just looking. We're just playing positioning, and finally we get this little window. Once again, RPK right here absolutely fries this guy. Now, based on where he's rotating from, where do you think the teammate is going to be? My guess is he's going to be in this building over to my right, but I'm expecting him to make a move here, maybe peek a window that he shouldn't. You know, your first inclination when your teammate dies, a lot of people tend to just look at where they got shot from. So that's exactly what I'm expecting here. And the moment that I don't get that, now I can really go push over. And by the way, you're going to see these pistols. I'll definitely do a video on these pistols for you as well, because these pistols are absolutely nasty right here. But that's just an example of how we can use prox chat to our advantage to understand that people are around us. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Try out this RPK. As I always say, make sure you are subscribed down below. Let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.